Hello and welcome to this Warhammer 40k battle report with me, Mark from the Xenovid channel. In today's battle report, it will be 1500 points of Craftworld Eldar versus Tyranids. This is my experimental Craftworld Eldar list. The previous game they played was against Grey Knights and they pretty much tabled them by turn 3. So it'll be very interesting to go against the Tyranid list with Morlocks and Wing-type Tyrants and lots of other psychic powers as well to handle them. Let's take a look at the table, the mission and deployment. So the table today is an Eldar board. Ignore that. An Eldar board, really. This is a Craftworld Eldar portal. I think you can get it from the warmill.co.uk or .com. If you just type in Eldar scenery, you should be able to find some on the internet. So this has been found by the Imperium and they've started building a settlement around it. However, it's fallen to ruins. So what could have happened here then? Either the Eldar came or the Tyranids ate them all. So let's take a look at the mission and the deployment for this table and then the two armies. Gotta keep things quite easy and simple. Eternal War will be the type. Rolling 4, roll a 2. Number 2 is Purge the Alien, which is kill points. Yes, kill points. Good, nice and simple. But for the deployment type, is a 1. So, Dawn of War, I think. Which again, is quite simple and quite easy to remember. Who gets to deploy first on this table? The red dice are the Tyranids, the white is the Eldar. So, Tyranids have a 3, Eldar have a 4. I think the Eldar will let the Tyranids deploy first. And so the deployment of the Tyranids is complete. Wing-type Tyrant with 2 sets of Twin Link Devour Brain Leech Worms there, with wings. Warriors, Venom Throat, 30 Termagants, a Tervagon, and out there hiding in the building is a Wing-type Tyrant wings, 2 sets of Twin Link Devour Brain Leech Worms. Centralised position for the main bulk with a Wing-type Tyrant. Wing-type Tyrant on the side over there, and in reserve, 5 Gene Stealers, a Trigon Prime, and a Morlock just to cause some awesome damage. Let's take a look at the Eldar deployment. And 1500 points over Eldar. I've chosen to spread out my deployment as pretty much as far as I can. The reason for this is when you fight Tyranids, it's better to have control of the board and determine where your army is. So this hulking force is kind of central. So they have to either go one way, this way, or another, because Tyranids usually have to be in a bulk to do with synergy and synapse. So I've stayed right back so I can shoot lots, because if I don't shoot lots of this unit, when the Morlocks come through, it's going to be dangerous. So I've got 5 Howling Banshees and a Wave Serpent, a Wraith Knight, a Fire Prism, 10 Guardians with a Warlock and a Heavy Weapons Platform with a Bright Lance. I've got a Wraith Guard, 5-man Wraith Guard in a Wave Serpent. Another Guardian Defenders squad, kitted out exactly the same with a Warlock. I've got there a Farseer with, there's 3 bikes, I need to get the 3rd bike out, and 5 Dire Avengers in a Wave Serpent. Nothing coming in from reserve for the Eldar. So let's roll for Psychic Powers, as there's going to be quite a few. Okay, so rolling for the 2 Warlocks in the Guardian squad. Going to roll for the 1 in the middle, that is a 5, and the 1 in the building is a 6. So these powers are, number 6 is Empower and Innovate. The Psyker gives a blessing, and the Psyker and his unit receive a +1 to their strength, or can -1 to the strength of an enemy. 5 is Quick and Restrain. There's a blessing, you can run a lot, or you can reduce the run distance of your opponent. And come standard with Conceal. Farseer is a Psyker level 3, 2, a 5, and of course having the Primaris power of Guide, which allows me to reroll failed shots. Number 1 is a Focus Witch Firepower,
3 hits resolved at the Psychic Strength with Fleshbane and AP Dash. If it's removed as a result, another model in the same unit and another model and another model, as so on. 2 is Doom. We get to re-roll against things. And Mind War, get to focus Witchfire against a model and then they lose a wound. If the score is higher, the target also suffers a number of wounds equal to the difference. Yeah, so it's a leadership test result against each other, and if the model that isn't a Farseer loses a couple of wounds.
All the Tyranid cards are lined up ready for me. So, the Winged Tyrant, that is not the Warlord. The Warlord is always the one with the Bone Sword, even though it has 2 sets of Twin Link Devour Brain each ones. 5 and a 1. That is Catalyst and Psychic Scream. Warlord Winged Tyrant. 3 and a 4. Onslaught and Paroxysm. And the Tervagon has a 3 as well, which is Onslaught. Both armies are now deployed. We're going to do Warlord traits for the Tyranids. There is a 4, and for the Eldar is a 3. Both of them will be from the respective codexes. Mind Eater for the Tyranids. 2 victory points for each independent character slain by your Warlord in a challenge. And a 3. The Warlord and his unit add 3 to the dice roll when how far they can run and normal. Well, I'm going to reroll that one. So 1. 1 used. Declare your Warlord using his ability at the start of the shooting phase. For the duration of the phase, the Warlord and all friendly units with Eldar faction within 12 inches reroll to wound rolls of a 1. That's cool. I won't need to get Doom on. Okay, is it night fighting? Yes. Can the Eldar steal the initiative? Yes, they can. Eldar, turn 1. Turn 1. And we completed the movement. The Wraith Knight has shimmied forward slightly with the Wave Serpent in tow. Everything else has stayed still except for the Wave Serpent over here. Is lining up some shots to the Winged Hive Tyrant. Now all my Wave Serpents have Shuriken Cannons on them, no upgrades on them. I wanted as many of them as I could, so I had to save on the points. So let's go into the Psychic phase. 4 Warp Charges. Fastest going to throw 3 at Guide onto the guys. And it goes off. Tyranids trying to deny. And they do deny. 2 6s beats the 2 Warp Charge there. Okay, so into the shooting phase. The Shuriken Cannons from this Wave Serpent into the Warlord Hive Tyrant. 3 shots. And they are twin linked. Oh, just 1. And needing Force to Wound. But a 6 is AP2. The Warlord has lost a wound already. If it cannot make its save, it's made it. Oh wait, no, it has stealth. That's a 6 up because of night fighting. Oh dear, lost a wound. 3 wounds for you. Okay, so the Wraith Knight is now shooting.
It's aiming for the Winged Hive Tyrant over there. Now, I've got the rulebook out, as I'll be firing some D weapons. So let's roll to hit. 2 hits. Now it says in the rulebook, I then have to, instead of rolling to wound, I roll straight on this table. Okay, so I'm going to roll straight on the table. A 5 and a 4. What does that mean? Well, they're in the 2 to 5 bracket. The models suffer a hit, the wounds automatically, and causes it to lose D3 wounds instead of 1. So I have to roll D3 for each of the dice. It's AP 1 or 2, so that's going to go through its armor. Cover saves and invulnerable saves can be taken against hits from destroyer weapon as normal, unless it's a devastating hit. For the purpose of determining if the destroyer hit has the instant death special rule, it is strength 10, so that won't happen here. So D3 for them both. So D3, that's a 1, and that's only 2 wounds from that. Could have killed it outright, but only taken 2 wounds off of it. That's good for the Tyranid players. Quite low there for the D3. So only 2 wounds. Fire Prism. Into the gaunts. A slight scattering of a lot. It still hits 8 of them though. 2's the wound. 7 wounds. And stealth is on, and the Venom perk gives them shrouded. So they currently have a what is it? 4 up in the open? 5 up? 5 up in the open. 4 up in the open. Well, 2 die. Right lance shot into the venom throat. Hits. Wound. The save is not made. It is instant killed. I should have done that first. And that is first blood. Now this bright lance will be firing at the Turvagon. We'll get a cover save though. Rolled a 6 to hit. And a 1 to wound. I can't re-roll that from any psychic powers I've cast today. So that is it for the shooting phase of the Eldar. So what have the Eldar done this turn? Well, the Wraith Knight hit, but kind of whiffed with its D3 wounds and has only managed to take 2 wounds off the Winged Hive Tyrant. Over here, this Winged Hive Tyrant, the Warlord, has lost a wound. And 2 Gaunts have died and a Venom Throat. So it is first blood for the Eldar, and they have stopped the cover save bubble that's going to happen. So let's go into Tyranids turn 1. End of the movement phase. Winged Hive Tyrants have definitely jumped up. Over here, this Winged Hive Tyrant has not flown, he's just jumped forward because it wants to get a bit of close combat goodness. Warriors have kind of scooted over. The Gaunts and the Turvagon has moved across, trying to advance down this flank, trying to gain as much cover as they can from this fire prism, and they will get a lot of cover. And this Winged Hive Tyrant has also jumped forward as the Wave Serpent is a bit close and wants to munch it up. Turvagon is going to spawn 7, but no doubles. So 7 Termagants will be spawned, and then we'll go into the silent phase. How many? A 1 for the Tyranids. Oh dear. First, the Tyranids are going to try and cast Catalyst on himself. It is a Warp Charge 1. It goes off. Trying to deny. Does not deny. That Winged Hive Tyrant now has Feel No Pain. Then going to cast Psychic Scream with 4 dice. It is only a Warp Charge 1, but I want to get this off. It does go off if the Deny the Witch fails, which it does. So Psychic Scream is happening now as well. It is a Nova, 6-inch range, so it will hit the Wraith. And for each target unit, roll 2d6 plus 2 and subtract the leadership. The unit suffers a number of wounds equal to the result. Armor and cover saves cannot be taken. 2d6 plus 2. That's fine. No wounds have been taken by this Wraith Knight. Now, the Winged Hive Tyrant is going to shoot at the Wraith Knight. Needing freeze, but twin linking. Everything hits. Strength 6 weapon against toughness 8. I need 6s. Not a sausage. Not 1. There's a few 1s. You can roll 1s like Mark. Tyrant is going to do exactly the same into here. Good thing there are rerolls, because these need re-rolling. And all hit again. I find Winged Hive Tyrants with Twin Link Devour Brain Each ones amazing. Now needing 6s to glance. That is 1 glancing hit there. That Wave Serpent is down to 2 hull points. Okay, a lot of running. Gaunts, 3, Turvagon, 2. So they have run up. So, end of the shooting phase. A hull point off of the Wave Serpent, and nothing done to the Wraith Knight still. But it is the assault phase now. The Winged Hive Tyrant will assault the Wave Serpent. On a roll of e4, actually doesn't get in. Oh no. And the Winged Hive Tyrant will charge the Wraith Knight. The Wraith Knight will overwatch. Nothing. Winged Hive Tyrant charging the Wraith Knight. He gets in with a double 6. Whoopah. So let's do the Hammer of Wrath. Does not win. Winged Hive Tyrant will be going first. The initiative is a lot better than the Wraith Knight. Hive Tyrant's initiative is 5 and weapon skill is 8. So I need freeze. And then I'm needing 6s to wound. Okay, Wraith Knight hitting back, needing 4s. Hitting twice, and then needing 2s. Killing the Winged Hive Tyrant. Oh dear. Wraith Knight consolidates 5 inches.
Okay, so end of turn 1, very messy table. What has happened? So, I failed as a Tyranid player. Failed to charge this, but I caused a hull point on the Wave Serpent. My Winged Hive Tyrant over here thought he'd be lucky shooting its Devour, Brain Leech Worms and then going into close combat. Failed completely, and was killed outright. Let's go into turn 2. Eldar. Turn 2. Okay, so being turn 2 and Eldar, I have to think tricky and be kind of clever because this is the last turn before potentially Gene Stealer's Morlock and Trigon Prime comes in, so I have to really think about my placement and shooting ability. I have to take things down. Okay, end of Eldar turn 2 movement. The Wraith Knight has moved up, getting a better view on the warriors. The Die Avengers have come out and everything else is kind of shuffled-ish. So let's go into the Psychic phase again, rolling a huge 4. Okay, so again from the Farseer, gonna try and do Guide with 3. Getting it off once. Denying the Witch. Just denying. So Tyranids are good at denying the Witch. Shooting phase now. Die Avengers into the Winged Hive Tyrant. Needing 3s, not getting along. Needing 6s to wound, and these 6s will then turn into AP2. There's 1. Shuriken Cannon. Hits, and I need 4s to wound, but 6s are rending, essentially. There's 1, and here comes the Winged Hive Tyrant save. Made it! Firing the Shuriken Catapult. 2 hits. No wounds. So that Winged Hive Tyrant has survived with 1 wound remaining. Also, he thinks. Bright Lance to the Winged Hive Tyrant. Hits. Wounds. AP2 kills the Winged Hive Tyrant. The Eldar are going to win this. Oh dear, I have failed as a Tyranids player. Now, this Bright Lance shooting through the gap to the Tervagon. Hits, and a Guardian falls off the building in excitement. Wounds. Cover save, which is made. That. No cover save. It is perfectly, you can perfectly see it, but it looks quite epic there. Through the gap of the Craftworld portal, you see all the Gaunts and the Tervagon. 5 wounds. Wraith Knight. Shooting at the warriors. 2 hits. Okay, so the first one kills the warrior outright. The second one does nothing. Fire Prism. Scatters an inch. 10 wounds on 2s. That's 8. Go through. And that'd be all I could do. Nothing else is really within range to shoot, but quite a devastating turn again. Winged Hive Tyrant has been killed. 8 more Gaunts have died, and a warrior is gone. But now it is turn 2 for the Tyranids. What reserves come on? The G-Sealers do not come on. The Morlock does. The Trigon Prime is cocked. Does come on. First thing is first. Trigon Prime will try and get there. Direct hit. And the Morlock will try and get here. So, I will send to the blast. Into there. If I roll a direct hit, they're going to take a lot of strength 6 AP2 hits. Oh. 11 inches lands him off the board. To see actually what happens. It's a 2. The mishap table, a 2 is misplaced, so the Eldar player can put it wherever they want. And I choose right there. Because they will come out next turn. So, Tyranids movement. They've moved up this way. They've advanced forward. They've gone into the building. Trigon Prime has arrived. Morlock has arrived misplaced. But I put him there so that I can kill him. Gaunts. Oh, doubles. That means it's corked. But 11 come out. And there they are. I'm not going to bother with any psychic powers and just go straight into the shooting phase. It's going to be a quick one. Running. Running away. Running. The Tyranids are now taking over this sacred warp gate.
what will happen next. Okay, the Trigon Prime is going to fire its weapon, the Bioelectric Pulse with Containment Spines. That is a mouthful. I'm meaning 4s, but then I need 5s to glance. So 4s to hit, 5s. Wow. Let's see how I would have done if I had a jinked. 3 would have gone through. And nothing would have happened. I should have jinked, but I did not declare it. So that is gone. And the Banshees come out. Wrecked vehicle, and the Banshees are now out. That is all the shooting I can do for the Tyranids. Oh, Devourers. Hoping to get lucky. Not. End of turn 2. Wow. Lots of gaunts on the board. That's a great thing. The Morlock has arrived, the Trigon Prime has arrived, and just completely destroyed that Wave Serpent. But yeah, the Venom Throat has died from the Tyranids. The 2 Winged Hive Tyrants are dead. That is 3 kill points to 1 at the moment. So let's see what Eldar can do in their turn 3. Turn 3. Okay, turn 3 is all about priority targets for the Eldar. The Die Avengers have got back into there and ready to shoot down some gaunts. Everything is encircled and these guys have come out ready to hurt the Morlock. The Fire Prism's got a better view angle of the gaunts. The Wraith Knight has jumped back, ready to help the Howling Banshees out with this Trigon Prime. Just trying to take down monstrous creatures, really. Then the Tyranids can't really do a lot. So let's go into the Psychic phase. That is a 4. Again, 4s every time. Okay, first things first, I'm going to guide the Wraith Guard. And I do. Try and stop it with the Tyranids, and I don't. I am going to try and doom the Morlock with 3 dice. I failed to get that one. Try and do Executioner. It was a Warp Charge 1, and I failed again. So now, Mind War, I'm going to do onto the Morlock. And that goes. So both the Psyker and the target model roll a d6. Okay, the Eldar rolled a 4. The Tyranids a 5. And then add it to their leadership. So unfortunately for the Tyranids, the Eldar player still wins out. The Eldar gets a total of 14. The Tyranid player gets 12. The target suffers -1 penalty to weapon skill and ballistic skill until the end of the following turn. Oh, no, sorry. If the Psyker score is higher, which it was, the target also suffers a number of wounds equal to the difference between the no armor saves can be made. Okay, so that's 2 wounds taken off, bringing the Morlock down to 4. There's no love lost between these two, so these guys, including the guy turning around, are going to shoot at the Morlock. Needing 3s, but there's guide on them so they can re-roll. Good thing, because I can't roll very well. Right, okay, so going on the Destroyer table, instead of rolling to wound, I roll what happens. So a 3, that's D3 wounds, D3 wounds, D3 wounds, and outright dead. So goodbye, Mr. Morlock. You did well this game. You did well. American Cannon into the gaunts. Needing 2s. 2 die. Bright Lance into the Turbogon. Hits. Wounds. And that Turbogon is down to a huge 4. My awesome Wraith Knight shooting at the Trigon Prime. Gone with the Iandan film. And killing some Ultramarines down there. But taking the shots. 1 hit. And a 6 on the table. Yeah. Kills the Trigon Prime outright. D weapons are devastating. Fire Prism. Into this squad right here. Scatters again.
Manages to still get 1, but doesn't kill it because I roll a 1. Roll 1s like Mark. Bright Lance into the Turbigon. Misses. I just measured, and this squad can actually hit these Termagants. They can kill the first 4, so I'm going to give that a go. Needing freeze. Needing freeze again. Killing the... Okay, that's the end of turn 3 for the Eldar. Yeah, killing a lot. There's a few gaunts left on the field. The Turbigon is down to 4 wounds. There's 2 warriors left. No more Morlock or Trigon. They both went down to D weapons. So, in previous editions, force weapons were the things that, and poison were the things that monstrous creatures had to fear. Throw a few D weapons in there as well. You got yourself a bag of pain for the Tyranids in 7th edition, it looks like. Poor Tyranids. So let's go into Tyranids. Turn 3. Gene Stealers.
Come in.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I choose that side. Oh. Okay, so Tyranids have moved. The Turbigon and its posse of gaunts are moving closer to the Eldar lines. The Gene Stealers have moved on over here. These gaunts are aiming to pop a few wounds off. Fingers crossed. That's it, really. Let's go into the shooting phase straight away. Okay, shots from these gaunts into the Wraith Knight. Needing 4s. These were the to hit rolls. I want them to be the wounds because 6s do wound. Not a single 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You should have been a 6. Okay, then these 7 against the Wraith Knight. 4s to hit. 1, 6. Save, free up. Fail, but gargantuan creatures have feel no pain, which he made. You are a boss.
Warriors are going to give it a go as well. Shoot its thigh.
4s. 6s. Nope. Can't roll 6s today. 14 Devourer shots into the they're not Gaunts, they're Guardians. Needing 4s. Oh, they're the misses. Only a few hits. But I need freeze now to wound. Which is 4 wins. These guys are in a building, so they have a 4-up cover save. And 2 die. Turbigon, I'm going to shoot the same unit. 1 hit. And 1 wound. Failed. Number 1 ambassador. It's going to be a leadership test. Which they just made, pretty much. So yeah. Eldar are still in it to win it. Now, I'm going to charge the Wraith Knight to try and slow it down. They would get in, but I do get to Overwatch, I believe. On a 6 and a 3, I do not, but the Gaunts get in. And the same, these Gaunts are going to try and get into here, so these guys will Overwatch. Bright Lance first, nothing. Rest of the squad and Warlock, 2. 2 wounds. Can they make the charge range? Not with a 3. Gaunts can't actually hurt the Wraith Knight at all. So he attacks. And only hitting twice. And wounding 2. However, the Wraith Knight has, because it's a gargantuan creature, stomp attacks. So let's take a look at that. Okay, so while they are stomping it out, here I'm going to read the stomp rules. Stomp is made at initiative 1. A stomp attack consists of D3 stomps. To make the first stomp, place a blast marker so that it's touching but not over the super heavy model. Or the super heavy model's base if it has one. Each unit that has at least one model even partially under the marker is stomped. For each unit that is stomped, roll on the table to the side. For each subsequent stomp is made in the same manner as the first, except the blast marker does not have to be placed touching the super heavy. Instead, it must be placed so that it is at least partially within 3 inches of where the last blast. Okay. So the first one will be like that, but I'll roll for how many stomps I get. Just the 1, so it'll be nice and simple. So it hits that unit. So now I roll on this. Rolling a 3, crunch.
Each model from the unit being stomped that is even partially under the blast marker suffers strength 6 AP4 hit. Models there underneath that blast marker. Strength 6 AP4. So again, now being able to see the versatility of the Wraith Knight even more so, killing them all for example, just shows that in close combat a Wraith Knight is devastating. With D weapons it's devastating. It's just a devastating Lord of War, which again is why it's a Lord of War, and you can only have one of them in a bound army, I think. So yeah, Wraith Knights are great. Not if you play against them. Turn 4. Okay, so it's turn 4. I'm gonna play it out just to kind of see what happens, but I think we can all see that there won't be many Tyranids at the end of this turn. Or turn 5. Eldar have moved. Die Avengers are coming out. It's 5 for Die Avengers versus 5 Gene Stealers. If the Die Avengers don't shoot them down, the Gene Stealers will probably kill them in close combat. Farseer and his unit getting a better view to the Tyranids. Everything else getting a better view of the Tyranids. I'm not sure if these are going to be in range. I'll check that in a second. And yeah, so I'm not going to bother with much of the Howling Banshees couldn't really do much, so I've just moved them 6 inches that way towards the Tyranids. Yeah, so let's go into the psychic phase. Let's see if I can roll a 4 again. Yes, I can. Okay, I'm going to roll 5 dice on Mind War. I get it. The Tervagon can't stop it at all. Player. Only a 1 Tyranid player. A 6 Tyranid player wins out. I'm then gonna put guide on the Die Avengers. That goes off. Fire Executioner. Put my last dice at that squad there. 2 dice. And it goes off. The target suffers 3 hits resolved at the Psyker's strength with Fleshblade. Okay, 3 hits means it's a Witchfire. I need to roll to hit. Oh. So yeah, one of them did hit. Roll 1s like Mark. And so, Armor Bane. The AP is dashed, so an armor save is not made actually. If the target is removed from play as a result, another model in the same unit takes 2 hits. So that's 2 hits on one model. Double 1s kind of fizzles out. So 1 dice from that. These guys aren't in range, so I'm going to roll them / run them 3 inches. Shoot the Wave Serpent at them. The Tervagon. All hits. 1 wound. So an armor save is made. So now the catapults. Twin linked. Needing 6s. Oh. Yeah, this Tervagon is not going down to no Wave Serpent. Okay, the guided Die Avengers. All hits. Needing 4s to wound, I do believe, and 6s are rending. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds. Takes their armor save. That is a squad of Gene Stealers gone. Fire Prism. Scatters every time. So it scatters onto the Tervagon as well, and getting 2, 4, 6, 7 gaunts. Okay, so 7 gaunts. Tervagon wound, doesn't wound. Jet bikes are in range of the gaunts as well. They are twin linking. Doesn't matter. Oh, okay, so yeah, they're 4 dead. Bright Lance into the Tervagon. I'm going to do them at the same time. Only 1 hits. And wounds, so the Tervagon is down to 3. This Wave Serpent shooting at the Tervagon. 3 wounds. If I get 3 6s here, it's dead. No, but a wound. But the armor save is made. Guardians are in range for the last 2 gaunts. And the 2 gaunts go down. Pretty much all the shooting. The Banshees are going to run. Not very far. 1 inch, but they +3 to that because they're Howling Banshees, and Howling Banshees are now awesome. More so than... uh-oh. Careful. Wraith Knight in close combat. Kills 2. And then does a stomp attack. Strength 6. And kills the last one. Let's go to turn 4 for the Tyranids. Only a few models left. And with that, the Tyranids can't actually come back and win, but the Eldar next term actually will table it. Let's take a look at how they would. The Wraith Guard would de-weapon with those hits, and then D3, D3, D3 would take that down. The Wraith Knight would take down the Warriors, all the Gaunts. The Howling Banshees would take down the Warriors, the Gaunts, and the rest of the shooting from the Fire Prism and the Bright Lancers would also take them out as well. Okay, so I haven't used Morlocks or Trigon Primes in a while for a Tyranid list. The Morlock is a 50-50 model. If it scatters, it's not going to do very good, and it did scatter off the table. Rolling wise, I don't think I rolled too badly for either armies. Eldar are just very strong. The Wraith Knight is amazing. I'd even consider getting another one if it wasn't that cheesy. If it was just, you know, that's horrible. A 300-point model, well, 295, is a gargantuan creature, 6 wounds, toughness 8, strength 10, 2D weapons, feel no pain, 3-up armor save, 4 attacks in close combat, and stomp. And it moves 12 inches. So thank you very much for watching. I've been Mark from the Xenoviz channel. Eldar are the winners today. I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye.